you, Reagan. Let's read Fresh Fall Leaves. Does that sound like Francie Fish?
Yeah.
Say fresh.
Fresh.
Say fall.
Fall.
Yeah, fresh and fall. Now this is a fast book. Do you see those kids?
Yeah.
When I saw this book, it reminded me of last week when we played in the leaves. Look at those kids. Remember when we played in the leaves outside?
Yeah.
Oh, the leaves are leaving the tree and falling down and dying. Soon the tree will be bare. Fresh fall leaves. You know what we forgot to do? Remember, every day we're going to take a leaf off the tree. Wheezy, will you go pull one off and bring it over? Remember, when all the tree is bare, that will mean it's Halloween. Can you pull one off and bring it to us? Oh, I'm glad we didn't forget. Whirling, whirling, round and round, quietly, without a sound. By the time all the leaves are off on our tree in our classroom, it's going to be Halloween. We're keeping track, aren't we? Fresh fall leaves. Watching them fall and collecting them all. Do you guys like to pick them up when you're outside?
Yeah.
See how this story reminded me of you. Crunching them and running through them. Miss Sirpas, or Miss, we talked about Miss Sirpas, Mrs. Casper, can you see, do I have another mask on my desk? I can't read with this one, it keeps popping off. I'll keep going till she comes back, I'll sit back here. Crunching them and running through them. We like to do that, don't we? Doesn't that look like our playground?
Yeah.
Good, let's try this one. Thank you. See if this one will stay on better.
I like that mask.
Thank
I like it too.
Well, thank you. This one I got from the
Oh, that has flowers on it.
This one is SSPP, which is our school. So that's why I was wearing it, but we'll have to do something better. That one doesn't stay on for teaching. Raking them in a pile and jumping on the pile. Do you remember when we did that?
Yeah.
Mrs. Boat will try to remember to, I want to look for a little toy rake or little rakes. Wouldn't that be fun to have rakes?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. You can make piles better with rakes. Making a fort. Wow, that's a big pile. Fort starts with F. Try it. Fort. Francie Fish fort. And having a leaf battle. Oh no, they're throwing leaves at each other. We want to be careful that you don't hurt your other friends, but it's a leaf battle means you're throwing them up at each other.
I would do that to
Covering someone in the leaves. Would that be fun to bury someone in the leaves? And then we wouldn't be able to see them? And someone says, boo! She's covering you up too. And you pop out. Let's see, I think there's one more. Here we go. Leaping out, throwing the leaves in the air. Are those things we did?
Yeah.
See, the person who wrote this book wrote all about the things you like to do in the leaves. Fresh fall leaves.
Yeah.
The end. Written by Betsy Franco. So Betsy knew all about you guys playing in the leaves, didn't she? But Betsy didn't do the pictures. Sherry Halpern, Sherry did the pictures. All right, now we've been doing songs and poems about safety, and this is a very, very funny story. It's called Officer Buckle and Gloria. Officer Buckle and Gloria. Is this an emergency? Because we want to read quick so we can have our snack. What, Bonzi?
Okay. Our dog has a house now.
A doghouse?
Yeah.
Awesome. Everybody needs a house.
Mrs. Rowe.
That means, what does that mean?
It's a good
It's a good book. Wheezy noticed it has a medal. That means it won an award for being such a good book. Put your hands down for now so we can read it. Now, this story is about a police officer. Police officers keep us safe, don't they?
And firefighter.
This officer and firefighter, this man's name is Officer Buckle. And he goes to all the school and he talks to the kids about safety. Oh dear, look. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Natville. Every time he thought of a new safety rule. He wrote it down and put it on his board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a stool with wheels. Whoa! What happens if you stand on a chair with wheels?
It will fall.
Yeah, so he says, don't do that. Officer Buckle has many, many rules he knows to keep people safe. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there were kids snoring. They were not listening. They said, boring. Oh, Mr. Officer Buckle is back to tell us all his safety rules. Boring. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle. If you stand on that swivel chair, what's going to happen?
And then fall down.
Oh, look, the principal might fall off that chair. Then one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. She's a police dog to help the policemen. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. She got to go to the schools and teach the kids about safety. Children, this is Gloria. She's our new safety dog at the police department. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. What did Gloria do? She sat down. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied, boys and girls. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. What's Gloria doing over here? She's copying the police officer. Come up here closer, Carter and Reagan. Come up here. If I was listening to a story, I would want to be nice and close. Come up here, Carter. Do you see Gloria?
Yeah.
Gloria is a very funny dog. She copies whatever Officer Buckle does. But Officer Buckle doesn't know that she's copying him. When he turns to look, she's just sitting. Now all the kids are laughing and they're watching Gloria. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up your spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped open. Who's slipping and falling? Gloria, the dog. And then when Officer Buckle turns around and says, why are you laughing? He looks at Gloria. Is she slipping and falling? No.
No.
She's just being a very good...
She's trying to make him not know that she's doing all that
She
fun.
doesn't want him to know she's being silly. But now,
Yeah, and
now,
she's
guess
gonna
what?
and he's gonna slip.
No one is snoring. Nobody is not listening. Everybody's watching and listening now because they like Gloria. There's the policeman. He's trying to help the children be safe, and he's teaching them safety rules. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it, says Officer Buckle.
What is that?
A thumbtack is one of those pointy little things you put in a board and you can pin it. It's like a pin, and it hurts if you get poked by it.
Yeah,
The audience roared laughing because look at Gloria. She's pretending she sat on a pin, and she's saying, ouch! You see her?
yeah.
She's pretending. She's showing all the kids, this is what will happen if you sit on a pin.
She's showing them what
Well,
is going to
that made Officer Buckle grin. He's thinking, these children are really listening to me. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed so hard they had tears running down their eyes. They were laughing at that dog so hard. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. Are the safety tips funny or is Gloria funny?
Gloria.
Yes, and the kids are loving the new police dog. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. everybody had been paying attention, and now no one's getting hurt. They're learning their safety rules with Gloria the dog.
Except for the dog.
The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Napville School. They all said, "Dear Gloria and Officer Buckle, thanks for coming to our school. You are nice." Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawings showed a lot of imagination. So why are they drawing all those silly things about Gloria? Gloria wasn't doing those things.
Yes,
She was, but the policeman didn't see, did he? He didn't know she was being so
Because he
silly.
was working all that.
And even somebody wrote him a note shaped like a star, and they said, you and Gloria make a good team. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet," said Claire. Officer Buckle could not believe how much everybody loved him. Pretty soon the phone started ringing, and everybody said, "Can you come to our school? Can you come to our school?" Wow. Officer Buckle became very, very excited, and everybody loved him coming to their schools. Did they love him or did they love the dog?
They loved the dog.
They loved Gloria, and they loved listening to Officer Buckle now. So much so that look at the big crowds that came to listen to the safety tips. Because of Gloria, the funny dog. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and clapped and cheered. Yeah! They loved it. Who did they love the most?
The dog.
The crazy, silly dog pretending he's getting electrocuted. That night on the news came to talk to Officer Buckle. They came to the big auditorium where he was talking, and Officer Buckle noticed on TV. He said, "What's Gloria doing on TV?" And that's the first time Officer Buckle ever saw Gloria behind him doing all those silly things. He watched her on the news. That made Officer Buckle mad. He's really sad. See him? He's like, everybody, they only come because of Gloria. Now, Officer Buckle doesn't come anymore. Just Gloria. Does anybody like just Gloria coming? No, look at Gloria. Does she do funny things without Officer Buckle? No. She wants to help the kids learn safety. Who does she need?
Officer Buckle.
She needs Officer Buckle to help tell the safety rules.
She can't talk. She can only.
Right. She can only act out the parts of the safety tips. And what's happening to the children?
Weeping.
When just Gloria comes, they all say, boring, and they go to sleep. They don't like just Gloria. They need Officer Buckle too. Then, after the assembly, something terrible happened. Guess who fell off the chair with the wheels?
The student.
The principal. Remember Officer Buckle said, "Don't get on that chair with wheels"? And she did, and she fell off. Splash! Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. The next morning, a pile of letters came to Officer Buckle. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Ouch! But there's Claire. She didn't get hit by the hammer. You know why? She didn't get hurt. That hammer that the principal had in her hand hit Claire, but she was wearing her helmet. She remembered the safety tip about always wear a helmet. And look, they said, "Please come back, Officer Buckle. We need you." And what does Gloria do? Roof, roof, roof. Does Gloria love Officer Buckle?
Yeah.
Yes, and she wants him to come with her.
And do all the silly things so the kids can know what is going to happen so they won't do it.
So they can be safe. Now, Officer Buckle goes back to the schools, and Officer Buckle and Gloria teach the kids about safety. the end. And everybody gets to learn safety every year because of Officer Buckle and, what was the dog's name? Gloria. Can you think of a safety rule that Officer Buckle probably talks about? What's a safety rule he talks about?
So you can be safe.
Like what? What things do we have to do to be safe at our school, Lane? What's something we have to do?
Because we go outside if there's fire.
If there's a fire, we go out. What door do we go out?
Exit.
The exit. We have to find a sign that says exit. That's right. We'll take two more things. What else do we learn about safety that Officer Buckle should talk about? Get out the door if there's a fire where it's exit.
Never, I don't remember.
What about in the...
Never run.
Raise your hand.
Never run down the hall when there's a fire.
Right. Olivia, what should we do instead of run? Always walk. Yep, good one. And Olivia said, never run. Walk in our hallways to be safe. What do we do when we see a red light or a red stop sign? What do we do?
Stop.
When we're looking to cross the street, we stop. What do we do when we get in a car? We always buckle. Those are some safety rules. Thank you, Millie and Max, for watching. We're going to keep talking about safety to keep us safe. Goodbye.